Hello everyone, Gilbert here. Welcome to Red Dragon Model Works. Sorry about that, let me move this a little bit. Getting ready to start with Cieran Newland's. Sorry about that, Kieran. I mispronounced your name the other day. Sorry about that, buddy. My little guy wants to say hello. Hello, hello. This is Tyrion. And that's Sansa. They want to be on my lap while I'm doing this and I can't have them up here. Anyway, I digress. I'm getting ready to start on these 1/72nd planes. I have a 1/72nd Rodin Sopwith Camel. There is a 1/72nd Rodin Fokker DR1. And then there's also a 1/72nd Fokker DR1 from Revell. So, we're going to start with this guy first. There's not a lot of detail to him. The problem, here, let me get everything ready. I'll show you, Kieran, what I'm doing. And, we can start our build. Be back in a second, Kieran. Okay, we're back. Let me sit these two off to the side for now. And we're going to concentrate on this one here. So, let's get this opened up. Now, this is the decal or the instruction sheet. Now, I'm probably missing a few pieces, but then again, maybe not. You have just this. This here is not a lot of detail. Flip it over, slap it together, bing, bang, boom, it's done. There it is. Problem with this though is, I'm trying to fix the camera here, guys. Number one, I can't read Russian or Polish or whatever that is. It looks, I don't know, Russian maybe, Eastern European, whatever it is, but I can't read that, and there's no reference on where to put these. So I'm going to have to go on the internet, find a few pictures to figure it out. Now, it doesn't take too hard to figure that out, but anyway. So that's my dilemma with this so far. So, as you can see, I had been test fitting a few pieces here. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of the build. I already started with the seat. So I'm going to, before I slap anything, I'm going to go put a little paint on this. This is not going to be really detailed because, well, the way I'm figuring out this plane to be, okay, this is going to go like right in here like so. Like that. I don't think this came with a figure though. I'm going to need a figure. So I'm going to have to see if, hold on, let me see if, I know this one had figures in it, and I know Panzerman Bill had given me a figure a while back, and, yeah, see, this is for this one, and look how nice that is. That one didn't come with one. Yeah, this doesn't have a figure either. Okay. So we got no figure for this one. I wish I knew what happened to that. I'm going to have to look for the one that Panzerman Bill gave me. But I know this one has figures. Good old Revell. Okay, where'd the figures go? There they are. There they are. So this one has figures. There are two of them. For the, right there. So, if you give me a second here, I'll be right. Let me pause the camera. And I'm going to go dig through the stash a minute here. And find out where the figure for this disappeared to. Be right back. Alright, what I'm doing here is I'm cutting out the flaps so I can have them in flight. And you can see right there, I'm using this trumpeter tool. And I'm just going in here and very lightly run it alongside the seam line there so I can get it to break free. So let me see if we can do this here without me. I already jumped over to the side there. Well, let me get down a little bit. There we go. So I'll keep working back and forth. I'm on Google Plus here with my homie CK Philly. He's giving me some tips on a few things. But we'll just keep working this alongside that line there. Now some people use a X-Acto. This thing is just as good. So we'll just keep doing this. And let's see if I can get it on camera here to break loose. Here we go. And it's getting there. It's pretty thick plastic. So, alright, let me keep running this. We're almost there. I don't want to cut right there. If you can see there's a hinge there. I don't want to mess with that hinge because I'm going to use that hinge to bend it. So, I just keep working that. Go back to the other side. And we're almost through. Alright, almost there. This guy here, this little camel is going to be shot down. So I'm going to use those two Fockers like in a little wolf pack hunting this guy down. So we're almost there. Just keep at that. And then right here. Now that's almost through. Yeah, see it's starting to move. So I'll get a little bit more here. I was sitting here a few minutes ago picking CK Philly's brain there on cars. And the brother can build some cars, man. So just picking his brain on a few things for my Buick. I'm going to be working on that over the weekend. Go pick up some Duplicolor. He's the first guy. He's the first person that told me about that Duplicolor and showed me, you know, the results he gets on it. And I'll tell you what, you can get an awesome paint job on it. And it doesn't eat up into your plastic. See, that was what I was worried about. But talking to everybody, nobody I know has had problems like that. You've never had a problem like that, right, Chris?
Nah, man, not at all.
See? Never had a problem. All right. Here we go.
That's just, even if you have to thin it down, you can still cut it with cheap lacquer, cold lacquer.
Okay, and there it is. We got it. And I just got it off. There it is. And then I'll just glue it like this here, put a little piece there. Look, be back in a bit. Okay, as you can see, oh, let me get a little light here. I got these guys painted a little bit. Nothing special. Just some basic paint. I'm going to throw a wash on them, a little dry brushing, and that'll be done. I have the pilot in the camel. Again, nothing special. You can barely see him. So now what I'm doing now is I'm trying to work these seam lines out. And then this here, trying to get that level around it. As you can see, it's got a little round bevel to it. So if you'll excuse me, and I'll get that back. You can see I got different sets of sponges here. Very fine. That's about a 600. I got a 320 and another one that's rough. This is one of those big blocks that I cut in pieces. So I've been at this all day and I'm starting to get tired. So let's get this. Alright. You see I got this little, you see how it, just running it. Oh, sorry about that. I'm just running it right alongside the curvature there, the end here. Try to get that softness, you know, that ridge there out of there. And so far so good. Also, I need to mark off, I think because this is stronger, I'll probably put right about here. Well, I keep moving, I'm sorry. Right about there is where the pin's going to go in. The rod. So, let's keep doing this. And we're almost there. Yeah. Give me a second here. Alright, I'm going to continue working on this, and I'll be right back. Okay, alright Cieran, what I'm doing is I'm wet sanding, and I'm trying to get all this out of here. So, let me show you. I got some warm, lightly soapy water, and I'm just going over that seam line right there. So I've had putty in there, but what I am doing right now, you know, little brother, is I'm trying to just slightly work that seam line out of there. Very carefully. And then I'll go in and I'll take a look, just to make sure that it doesn't, you can't see it. And right about here. And then what I'll do is I'll rinse this off with some clean water. And then as you can tell right there, I got some more putty in there. And then I'll go over it one last time with a little bit more give it another coat of primer just alongside those seams, just to make sure that that is all cleared out of there. And then we'll go from there. So let's take a look. I think I got it, but we'll take a look. So let me finish doing this. As you can see, I got a 1000 grit sandpaper here, and all I'm doing now is smoothing it out. I went from a 400 to an 800, and now this is the 1000. I can go higher, but I think this should be more than enough for this scale. If I was doing a car or something, it'd be a lot different. But I think this should be just enough. So if you give me a second here, let me go rinse this off, dry it off, and then I'll hit it with some primer and we'll see how it looks. Be right back. Okay, got my infinity. I got some primer that shall not be named. Just want to use it up, so and a couple of drops in here. Get my little test spray cardboard. Sprays like a dream, and let's go. And there she goes. So far, so good. It looks good so far. Now, I want to show you something, Cieran. And I learned this little by little. Because like you, man, I'm just a babe in the woods when it comes to this stuff. But I'm learning. I'm learning, son. And the more I learn, the better I'm getting. So I want to show you. And I have another kit. Another one of these that I had done. And you could really tell the difference. And hopefully you'll be able to tell the difference between this one and my other one. Seam line's gone. No seam line. Now this one here was rough because it had a really ugly seam line on there. So rather than get rid of some of that primer. So okay, now in the meantime, this is what I straight Windex or windshield washer fluid. I put a couple of drops in here. I let it sit for a couple of seconds. I run a cotton bud, Q-tip, whatever it is you guys call them. Do it. Dump it. Go back in. Make sure the threads are all cleared out. Dump it. A couple more. Oh, I'm dropping everything here. Excuse me there, young man. Spray that out. I'm sure your dad tells you that you got to keep your tools clean. Got to keep them clean, son. Because especially when you get to your airbrushes, you know, they're not cheap. They're very expensive. And it's a good tool. It's a great tool to have. And once you get used to using them, you know, some people don't like to. Some people do. You know, I've seen some guys do some really incredible work with it. What they call a hairbrush, regular paintbrushes, and there's nothing wrong with that. Me, I can't use a hairbrush to save my soul for large-scale painting. But when it comes to stuff like this, love them. So, now, we'll clean the needle off. Get that nice and clean. Slide that back down in there. I'll be right back. Alright, after some wet sanding, as you can see the little bowl there, I finally was able to get that seam line out. Alongside the back, the spine of this, she is gone. Perfect. Pretty proud of that. Right there along the belly, seam line is gone. So, I'm going to sand this a little bit right here, but from pictures I've seen, like you'll see these, that's like an access panel or something, so that's not going to be as smooth as the belly here. But anyway, there it is. And I'm going to start working on the propellers now.